Speaking of cruising, it is time for our true champions, and this week it's a group of college kids from the University of Illinois who are getting ready to bike from New York City to San Francisco this summer. About 2 months in the name of cancer research and causes. The Illini 4000 doing this in their 4th year. They also collect stories from survivors, and they have raised over 150 grand for cancer causes.
Once we started to plan the route and think about the different communities that we were going through, that I think we realized that the ride could be something so much more than the end. The ride was going to be so much more than a vehicle for raising funds. That is, we realized that the ride was the vehicle to understand contemporary America, specifically the influence of cancer on American life.
Pretty much the portraits had just been hidden away in files, and people were more drawn to what we do as an organization with the bike ride more than what we do on the cancer side, which was something that we were trying to get away from.
So the Illini 4000 records these stories about cancer, and then we bring them back to campus, and we try to create different media forms of those stories and display them so that everyone can learn more about cancer. They can hear the stories of these survivors, fighters, caretakers, or anyone else.
This is beyond just a historical project, but something that has some sociological value as well. It's a project that will help future researchers understand how variables like race, socioeconomic status, gender, and geography impact someone's experience with cancer.
I would say that the first time I encountered that was with Rudy Gutierrez, who, just thinking of him makes me smile. He's probably one of the most quintessentially amazing people I've ever met. He embodies everything I can aspire to be as a man. I can say that honestly, and just seeing how he took this disease and instead of feigning weakness, he took it and just ran with it. And he, to that day, I remember specifically pretty much every detail about that interview.
My diagnosed cancer is lymphoma. And with Kenosha, Wisconsin was our hometown. And we've been up here, the end of the month will be 22 months getting chemo.
Well, it was like while he was the one fighting for his life against cancer, going through rounds and rounds of chemo, and he listed off, I don't know how many times he's gone through chemo, but it was almost like he was living in a way that none of us could compare to. He was so strong. He was just so happy, so energetic, and so fun to be around. It was just unbelievable.
And the biggest thing that you need is a caretaker. The smartest thing I did was ask Vicki to marry me. I think the dumbest thing she did is she said yes. But without her, I don't know if you can handle it.
This was the only point during the entire interview where Rudy got emotional, and he looked at his wife with the most loving eyes I've ever seen, and like a single tear rolled down his cheek, and he held her hand, and he's like, I would not be here without this woman. She's my everything.
Again, my life's been good. The family, friends, and my buddy.
It takes two.
You know, I gotta be careful because I can get emotional with her. She's so good.
Yeah.
God broke the mold.
We were like, let's try this floral shop. So then we walked in and we were like, hi, can 7 girls use your bathroom? And the woman behind the counter was like, hi, and then she was like, what are you guys writing for? And all of us were just about to tell her, and then
she read our jersey.
Yeah. And then she was like, you're writing for me, I'm a breast cancer survivor. So after she said that, I think we were all speechless.
In the business I'm in, where you are sitting right now, families sit. and we talk about their funerals, and we talk about how they died and what they died of, and most of the time it's cancer. And I can't truly say that my voice doesn't quiver a little when I talk to them, because I've been there. I know about it.
I remember there's this one line in her portrait where she said, like, there are, like, 1 out of 5 women will get affected with breast cancer, and there's 7 of you here. Yeah, I remember just chills going down my spine. Yeah, that was I was just like, wow, that's like a line from a movie or something. Like, that was great.
You know, cancer survivors come out of the woodwork. They're everywhere. We all have been touched with this demon that can dwell within you.
It was like she just verbally reinforced why any of us would do this ride. We actually met someone that we never would have met before if we hadn't done this ride.
You take a bigger bite out of life than just going along on an even plane. If you have something like that, you taste it a little more than you would normally. And that's what gives us strength.
You can't even compare the physical task of climbing a hill to doing chemo, having poison pumped through your body. The effects of that pale in comparison to the burn you get in your muscles, or the soreness you get in your back, or the pains you get in your neck. It's just, it all melts away once you start thinking to yourself, I'm riding for a guy who may not know if he's going to be alive in a month.
Anytime the ride got tough, because I don't particularly enjoy climbing, and I would always think about Karen. Like, you know, I have my family members and my friends that I'm riding for, but Karen really changed my life, and I think about her often. And she's just a very inspiring woman to keep fighting cancer for.
It really hit home. As much as I like biking, I mean, my father passed away of brain cancer before my 2nd birthday, and it's like I never got to meet him, and there's only so much I can say. Like, I just don't want that to happen to anyone else. I don't want them to have to not have the opportunity to meet their father because cancer stole it from them.
And we hope that this project continues for many years, grows in scale and scope, eventually incorporates different forms of media to really give researchers and members of the general public an understanding of how the experience of cancer patients and survivors has changed over time.